Hi there, it's Janice Thompson from JazzleDazzleCraft.co.uk. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I work in Central Scotland. And I've come on today to do the fourth project for my class in a box for June 2020. I'm just tidying up, I'm on a roll here. I've just filmed the other three, so my husband had phoned to say he's going to be late home this evening, so let's just get done and we can leave tea for later. Right, so the last one is a one sheet wonder, really. So I've given you a full sheet. At the bottom of your box you've got a full sheet of Whisper White. That's the best card for stamping on ever. You've got some layers. I've given you a couple of different colours of layers, and I've given you some crumb cake card bases. And I've given you, if you've bought the punch, you've got some strips. If you didn't buy the punch, I've actually punched them for you so you can replicate my card. I've just kept this extremely simple, but again, you can use up your embellishments when you make up this card. But basically, what I was going to show you is when I get a new stamp set, the first thing I do is do the sticky bit. I don't know if I've got a stamp set here that I haven't done that with yet. Let me have a quick look. Oh, they're done. They're done. I thought I had one. I had one earlier and I thought I'll do that later. Here's one. Yeah, just so I can show you, because if this is your first stamp set, this is not what we're going to use, but just to show you, I'll just do it on one. So this big one that says thank you for all you are. All the stamps push out, they're just held in just a wee bit by little bits of rubber there. I know some of you are seasoned stampers, but there are some new people bought kits, so I'm trying to just explain things a bit more, because I can't do face-to-face with anyone to teach the basics. It's quite difficult. So don't hesitate to get in touch and ask me stuff if you think I've overlooked something. So I've peeled back on the stickers those bits for this particular stamp. Now you just have to take your time here and just line it up, because see, once it's stuck down, if you think it's wrong, it's too bad. You can't take it up again. So you're basically aiming that stamp in at the space that's there and then lift it up, and voila, you have a very sticky stamp that will stay on your block. Previously we had stickers, but they didn't stick to the block very well. Now these are very sticky. You may want to, I actually take a wee bit of the tackiness off and kind of do it on the back of my t-shirt a wee bit, just because otherwise it can weld itself to the inside of your stamp. But I'll finish that one later. That was just aware that not everybody's done that yet. Oh, better put them back in the packet. That's actually a great set, Best Sheer. It's got some lovely sentiments in it. Right, back to where we were. Okay, so what I'm going to do this time is just stamp all over a sheet of paper and then chop it up. In this situation, I'm making 4 cards, but you can make way more than 4 cards because you can chop yourself up smaller bits. However, let's just go. So what colours am I using? Now, Granny Apple Green was in that one, and because I've given you, I can put purple, or I'll bring in Highland Heather, because I've given you 2 Highland Heather layers and a balmy blue layer, so we'll bring those colours in. But then I think we'll need another green. What about bringing in our new Just Jade? Is that too? Maybe bring a pink in. It's all a bit, just let's go for it. We'll bring in Flirty Flamingo. Obviously you need to just use what you've got. Do you know what, this just look just as good, just black or just one colour? Do you know, it's entirely up to you, but I've got lots of colours, so I like using them. So I'll just pop this to the side. We'll see where we go. So I take a full sheet, block, put some of my stamps on the blocks, ready to go. I've got 2 blocks here. I don't know where the rest have gone. I have loads, but as the day goes on when I'm crafting, my desk gets smaller and smaller because it all comes in. But like, I just take, on this situation, I'm going to take a stamp. Where is that smaller block? I annoy myself with my untidiness. Here it is. With my untidiness. Right, this one's a bit... to be honest, I like using a block that's closer to the size of my stamp. Then there's less risk of me making a mess with it. So for this one, I'm going to use Just Jade. Does it want to... Well, I was going to... What have I done? Right, close it again and start again. I wanted to bring in Crumb Cake because that's the colour that's in the card base. So I'll bring that down. I might substitute that for one of the other colours. We'll see. Anyway, let's go. She says this has decided to stick. Okay, that's it. Okay, right. And I've got ink on my fingers now because I played with my stamp set. Okay, my stamp pad, I mean. Right, so I'm going to ink this up. Just gently tap on these coloured inks. You don't need to press hard. They are just foam. So if you press too... I'll show you, in fact, I'll show you, look. If you press really hard, like that, look, and you've got all that extra ink and it's going to go all over... it just isn't going to work. You're going to make such a mess. I've not got a scrap to show you. And here's what will happen. This is what some people do. They won't let, as at face-to-face class, I'll explain to them not to. I just say, see when it's lying like that, you let go. That's as hard as you need to tap. So you're just tapping on the surface. Is what you would do. So if you didn't listen to me and you've just gone straight in there and you've covered that in ink and you go straight to your paper and you press down like your life depends on it, and that actually isn't that bad, but you would normally end up with something that looks like that and you'd have this extra halo and extra bits, and look at the state of your stamp. Not good. So we'll pop that out the way. You didn't get this sort of... It was just saturated colour and it's too much. I can't get this off now, they've put that much on it. But seriously, some ladies do that. And men, actually. No matter how tight. It's so funny when I do one of the charity things, and my granddaughter often comes. She's 6 now, but she's been helping since she was about 3, to be honest. And... she says to the ladies, listen to my granny. Listen to my granny. She says, just tap, tap, tap. So, listen to me. Tap, tap, tap. Look at your stamp. Make sure it's covered. If you think you need to go back in for a bit more, then do. 1, 2. So from one stamp you can get different shades. So 1, 2, 3. See, you get different. I think this is one of the bigger stamps in this set, so you can do 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm doing these separate, but what you can do, and it works really well, is, I don't know if I'll put that up a bit so you can see. 1, 2, 3, and you see how it looks like a bunch of greenery, but the third layer, what they call that, generation, 3 generation stamping, it looks further into the background, so it helps you if you're building up a picture. You get depth. But this particular exercise, One Sheet Wonder, was really to make your own kind of designer series paper. So I think there's enough of that on there. Again, choose your own colour combinations or do a colour challenge. And we'll take that one off now and pop it in the box to be washed. And I'll close this Just Jade ink. It's nice bringing in some of the new colours. For me it's nice anyway. And then I wanted to get Crumb Cake in here because that's the base card, so it's nice to, you know, that your colours all coordinate. That's the best thing with Stampin' Up. They take the worry of coordination out of your head, because I'm doing this. That's not what I did in my first one, but I'm just doing it to let you see. It gives you more texture and depth. On the first one I just did single, everything had its own space, but to be honest it doesn't really matter if you overlap. You'll still like what you do. I'm doing this directional because it's leaves that we're working with. It's in my way now for that edge. Is that enough of that one? And then we'll do another leaf. So as you see, I'm using the same block because I like this size block. Right, so this time we'll bring in another green. Some Granny Apple green here. In actual fact, I'm thinking I should bring the flower in first. So I'm going to bring in the Highland Heather now. This is a very, do you know, again, it's up to you how many colours you put in here. You don't need to do double stamping like that. I just stamp just to let you see a different effect that you can get. It's all about playing, relaxing and having fun. This kind of one sheet wonder I'll really like, and I often do when I get a new stamp set, just to see what the stamps do. And I find it really relaxing and therapeutic. It's cheaper than a therapist, as they say. So that's some purple in there, that's fine. And have I got this one in? No, I was going to do Granny Apple Green, which is at the side here. So just in the spaces. So you can see I've just done 4 different things that you can do with this stamp set. I'm sure you can come up with a lot more things you can do with it. I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody does with it. My kit is just to start you off. And get your creative juices flowing. Again, you can fill this as much as you want to, or you can, it's entirely up to you. We all have different feelings about these sort of things, about how cluttered you want or how you want it to be just clean and simple. It's entirely your decision. I'm having a bit of a time with myself. I must be getting nearly to tea time. I must be getting hungry. I'm closing up all the inks that I've already used. Now I've brought in Highland Heather because we've got Highland Heather layers. We've also got Balmy Blue layers in there, so I'm going to bring that in as well. And whoops, the little flower stamp, the single flower, we'll use that as the Balmy Blue. And again, just again, you know, it is about relaxing. Just quite nice when you do one of these. It's good to just do it and then stand back, and if you feel happy with it, then stop. If you feel it needs a bit more, sometimes you're better to leave the room, go and do something else and come back, you know, especially if you're not feeling it, you know, come back to it and you'll actually realise it's fab. We are going to chop it up, you see. So if you've got any wee bits on yours that you're not too keen on, you can kind of think about how you're chopping it up. Now, what I was just going to say is, if you don't like what you've done, there's an emergency side on the back. You stamp on there. Off you go. So I'm happy enough with that. So what I do now is I get the trimmer out. I'm going to chop this into 4. So another kit we maybe do a one sheet wonder, but we'll maybe do it a different way of cutting it up, making other things with it. Right, so I want this to be 10, no I don't, I want this to be 9.7. I'm going to cut that strip down there. And take that out of there. I am needing a new blade. Is this a good time to do it? Take that one out, get a new one out of my drawer and show you. Does it want to come out? Now that blade has lasted me a long time. They're pretty good. Our old trimmer wasn't quite as good, but this trimmer is fantastic. It's good value for money, and the blades are replaceable. So there's a little bit here on the guide where you can just slip it in. And it's got 2 sides, so that one I've actually had turned it a few weeks ago. But I've chopped up cards for kits, classes, all sorts with that blade. So anyway, 9.7. And it's lasted forever. For someone who's just crafting, that's better. It's like gliding through butter. Right, that's much better. In actual fact, this does 2, no problem. So this top layer is 9.7 by 14. But if you've got a different way of doing your layers, that's fine. Oh, excuse my neighbour's dog getting all excited about something. That way. There we go. So 4 layers cut from there. I've packed quite a few tips in there for you guys. Right, so then where is the rest of the kit? Here it is. So then you just decide what colour you want for your layer on this card. So since I've already got one with a Highland Heather layer, I'll take a balmy blue one out and a card base. So you've got enough there to make up 4 cards. Excuse me a moment. Sorry, it was a message of somebody that's actually wanting to drop something off to me, so I'm just letting them know that's fine. Right. So then let's just make these up. So I'm just take one and quick run of glue round. I mean, if you prefer using double-sided tape, that's fine by me. I just prefer this. You do your, as they say, you do your way. I'll do mine. So by cutting the layers the way I cut them, you've got a wee border right round there. And the same here. So that's not too bad that I've recorded all 4 films. Well, 5, because one of them, is it this one I had to stop for a minute, or the last one? I'm not sure. I'm all mixed up now, but I've done them all in a winner, so that's good. It will take a while to upload, so my timings might not make sense to you. There we go. So that's that, and then here's the bits. We've got, for the sentiment, 2 bits that are punched with that amazing punch. So I need to decide what I'm going to write here. Where's my stamp set? Here we go. I think the love is what makes us family, might, or yeah. See, I think that one will fit on. I've not used it yet, so let's give it a go. Should fit on if I'm careful. Now see, the ink that's on there, that's the alcohol ink, but it will clean off with a bit of surgical spirit. It will clean off later on when I do my cleaning up. Right, so of course it does it. Love is what makes us family. Did it in the crumb cake the last time, so let's do that. Sorry about the jump in the video on my phone. Ran out of storage. It's an old phone that I use for filming, and so it had run out of storage, so I've had to delete some other videos, which I should have deleted anyway, but do you know, my phone's as tidy as me. Not. I got a bit too much ink on there because I was blethering while I was doing that. I'm going to try, this is quite big. Right, sorry about that, this is a bit jumpy, this video, because my phone is struggling for a storage space. I've taken a whole load of stuff off of that's not needed, so hopefully I can get to finish this. Right, so I think I've got the clip in where I stamped that for you. I'll just have to use my iMovie and splice all these bits together. A learning curve for me too every time. There's always something, right? And then just a bit of glue on that layer. And just pop that onto that layer. And then some of those dimensionals on the back. All them out my way, and then just try and have it nice and straight in the middle of your card probably, but wherever you want it. It could be down here, just depends where you want it to be. Pop these out of the way. There's my original one. I've done this with a bit more slightly different colours and a different method where you're using some double stamping to give you a different effect. And then I think I might just take a couple of these and my tweezers, if I've put them away properly, and take 2 of the big ones and just put them, because I've made these sentiment strips quite long. You can trim yours down if you think they're a bit long. Again, I can do the same with this one. Whoops. And you'll see that some have got the curly ends and some have got the straight ends. So there you have it. Another card. So you can make up 4, you've got enough things to make up 4 cards with all that's in your pack with your sheet of stamping, which I call a one sheet wonder. So that's your 4 projects. So please, you have exclusive access to them. You can go over it, watch them, stop them, you can speed it up. If you check on the YouTube app, you can speed it up, which I'm sure is quite amusing to watch me going really fast. If you're bored, that's a good game to play. Otherwise, do you know what, you can stop them and kind of listen to what I was saying about measurements and stuff. But if you've any questions at all, anything you want to know, just get in touch and I'll help you with anything that I can. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have fun. I'm going to have dinner, and then tonight the on my to-do list is to start thinking about next month's kit and what we're going to use for that one. So I'm having a wee think about it. I'm kind of thinking, I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm liking birds and branches just now. But I don't know if I can do enough different things with it to make a kit. We'll have a look. I'll be coming up with something soon. I've got 2 or 3 things on my list from the new catalogue for next month's kit. But once I've got something together, I will advertise it to you, and it's your choice whether you want to partake or not. There's no obligation. But thank you very, very much for your support and for your patience when this film will be jumpy. Thank you so much.